Hello, and welcome to the second video in our whole brain thinking introductory series. In this video, we're going to think a bit about how we could get better results if we could use our brains in a more balanced way. Now, rather than me ramble on trying to explain how this could work, let's use a practical example. Just suppose you'd been challenged to solve a puzzle involving some nails. The challenge is to balance 13 wire nails on the head of another nail that's set into a block of wood. You're not allowed to use any other materials or equipment, and when the puzzle is solved, the 13 nails must remain balanced on the head of the nail in the block without any outside help or assistance. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Let's use this puzzle as a metaphor for problem-solving, innovation, and creativity. The better we are at those things, the more employable we are. But how good we are at them really depends on how good we are at using the two sides of our brain in a balanced way. As we said in the last video, each hemisphere of our brain works in a different way, so the trick is to harness the most useful aspects of each hemisphere. Most of us, though, will tend to default to using the side of our brain we're the most comfortable with. The trouble with that approach, though, is that it will rarely get us the best results. We've basically got three options trying to solve this puzzle. We can use just our left brain, or we can use just our right brain, or we could try using both sides of our brain in combination. If we were to use only the left side of our brain, the exercise might go something like this.
I know this is called a nail, but I have no idea what it's for. I've never seen this puzzle done before, so how am I supposed to know how to solve it? The instructions say I have to balance the 13 nails on the head of the one in the block. Balance means I need a pivot, say halfway along the nails, so it should look something like this. Stupid game. I'm beginning to think this can't actually be done. And actually, it's a really stupid idea. I think I'll go and read a book.
Now, if we were to use just the right side of our brain, it might go a bit like this.
Look, some of those pointy things for banging into bits of wood. I can't remember for the life of me what they're called, but aren't they shiny? So, we have to balance them all on the head of that nail in the block of wood. Let's make some shapes. How about a square? Nope. Okay, a triangle then. Oh, I love triangles. They're so purple. Okay, not working. What other shapes could we make? How about a star? Okay, not a star then. Think of another shape. A hexagon. Whoa, hexagons. Now they are exciting shapes, aren't they? Right, let's try one of those.
Now, if you were to harness both sides of your brain and you could somehow hear what was going on in your head, it would feel a lot like listening in on two people who love each other but disagree on everything. Sort of a cross between Romeo and Juliet and War of the Roses. It would probably sound a bit like this.
Can this really be done?
Right, how are we going to do this?
This is stupid.
This is fun.
No, let's think. Have I seen this done before?
Yoo! Playtime!
What laws of physics do I know about this? Gravity, mass, balance?
What happens if I do this?
Now, let's think. Nails go up and down, so let's stand one on the head of the nail in the block.
Let's put all of them on the nail in the block.
Well, that was a stupid idea, wasn't it?
But it was cool the way they all fell like that, wasn't it?
Ugh, you're starting to get on my nerves.
So, let's try and assemble them into a shape. A square, or a triangle maybe.
But they're hollow shapes. How will we be able to balance them on the nail?
I've got absolutely no idea, but let's try anyway.
What properties about these nails would be useful? Long, metal, pointy, flat-headed.
Interlocking!
What did you say? Interlocking? What are you talking about? Ah, interlocking.
See?
So, nail heads can lock onto nail shafts.
Herringbone! Make a herringbone shape with the nails!
Herringbone? Him and his pictures. Why can't he just say opposed pairs of nails intersecting a lateral spar at right angles? I wonder if he'll ever grow up. Still, it's an interesting idea, I suppose. Well, here goes. Nice, thanks.
Wow, that was a lovely sound, wasn't it?
This is no good. It's not working.
Let's just arrange the nails in a different pattern.
No, let's find out why it didn't work.
Top and bottom.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Just something about top and bottom.
Ah, I get it. Interlock both the top and the bottom. You know what? I think you might just have hit the nail on the head this time. Ooh, sorry.
See? Told you. I am so good at this.
Not without me, you're not.
So we can see that neither side of our brains is going to get the best results by working on its own. The left brain will check for previous experiences that might help solve the problem, and if it's seen the puzzle before, it'll replay the steps and quickly find a solution. Failing that, it will try and apply any principles it knows, but if neither of those approaches delivers a solution, it will give up relatively quickly. Actually, confidence that the puzzle can be solved is a huge factor in how long the left brain will persist in trying to find an answer. Left to its own devices, the right brain will play and experiment almost indefinitely, but it will not take a structured approach to solving the puzzle. It's easily distracted and will tend not to learn from its mistakes, often repeating the same moves over and over again. In amongst all this playing, though, there will be flashes of insight, moments of genius even. Sadly, they won't appear in an organised way, and this lack of structure will often mean that they're overlooked. As we saw in the video, however, life gets really interesting when both sides of our brain work collaboratively. The left brain is really good at ordering and organising our thought processes and activities, and this ability really comes into its own when it's given material to work with. This, of course, is where our right brain comes in. Where the left brain is constrained by what already has happened and what is already known, the right brain can generate bits of the solution to problems seemingly out of nowhere and with no apparent connection to what's happened before. Now, these bits of the answer, or partials as I call them, are not the complete answers, but they are building blocks out of which the final answer can be made. This is genius, but without some sort of structure to its thinking, the right brain's contribution to a complete solution can easily be missed because it's not obvious how to fit these partials together. Fortunately for us, the left brain loves structure and order, so it's well placed to put the partials together into a solution to our problem. The trick here is not to let the left brain shoot down or criticise the right brain's ideas before we've had a chance to see if they could work. So, in order to get the best out of our brains, we have two challenges to overcome. Firstly, we need to exercise both sides of our brain with an emphasis on whichever side is the weakest. Secondly, we need to develop some strategies and processes to help the two sides of our brain to collaborate together as effectively as possible. So, in the next and final episode of this introductory series, we're going to explore some ways to exercise the right side of our brain and get used to handling it in an effective way. Well, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.